Hello guys, welcome to Coding Cafe. My name is Mohammed Ali and let's start working on the registration and login page for our chat app. So for that, first of all, come here inside this res resource directory. We have this values directory and then we have this file by the name styles.xml. So here, first of all, change this dark action bar to no action bar. And once you do this, now let's just close this and right click on your package name, new, and let's create an activity first, an empty activity basically, and the name of this activity will be register activity, then click finish. So our new activity has been created. The Gradle build is running now, so let's just wait for it. It will take some seconds. So now let's just come here to the activity register.xml file. Click here, let's just go to the XML code, and just for the time saving, what I'm going to do is, if you come here to the activity main.xml file, now from here I'm just going to copy this app bar layout code, okay, which ends here you can see this. Just copy this, control C, and come back to the register activity and paste that here. You can see it. Now the important thing that we miss is, first of all, change this constant layout to the relative layout now. Okay, here you can see it. Now the next thing is basically to remove the circle image view from here and this text view from our activity register, okay, inside this toolbar, and also remove the tab layout from it. Okay, we do not need the tab layout here. Now the important thing is to change the ID for this toolbar. So it is on our register page, so I'm going to give it ID as toolbar underscore register, match parent, width will be match parent, and the height will be wrap content. So yeah, that's it. Now we need to add, let me just check this. We need to add a linear layout, a separate layout inside our, below this app bar layout. Now basically inside that we will add all our controllers, the edit text and the buttons. So width will be match parent, height wrap content. Let's give some padding to it. Padding will be 16 dp, and the gravity for this will be center horizontal, and the orientation for our this linear layout will be vertical. And let's move it to the center, so center in parent, true. Now inside this linear layout, let's just quickly add our edit text. It will be match parent, wrap content. Let's just close this tag, and the ID for this will be password, and it is on the register page. So let us give unique ID to it, which is password underscore register. Input type will be text. Okay, first of all it will be text. Okay, in this edit text we will get the username, and also let's just add a hint here. So here will be username. Text color will be white, Android white, and the text color hint will also be white. Now let's add a background to our this register page. So for that, come here at the top, you can just type background, and we have a inside the drawable we have a picture by the name register, which is this one. Okay, and by the way, I provide all of these things in the previous video tutorial. Hope you remember that. So anyways, here you can see now this is our edit text, and let's just copy this edit text two further times. Okay, and the next edit text will be for getting the user email. So instead of giving the ID, we can just say email underscore register, and then the last one will be password register. And by the way, let's just change the ID for our first edit text, which is basically for username. So we can say username underscore register, then email register and password register. Here you can see it. Now let's just give some margin from the top. So margin top will be 10 dp, and also give here margin top 10 dp, and here you can see it. Now the next thing is to add a button here. So below this edit text, what I'm going to do is, let's just copy this one more time and we will convert this edit text to button. So button, and it will be button for, by the way, register underscore btn. And one thing, make sure to change the input type for the password. Here it is, this one, which is this one. Okay, make sure to change the input type to text password, and also change the hint for this to password, and for the email we can say email, and remove the hint from the button, because here we have just type text and the name of this button, which will be obviously register. Now remove the text color hint and add a background here, and the background will be color primary dark. So here you can see we get this beautiful user interface for our register activity, and this is the all the XML code which you can see. So now the next thing is to create quickly a login page. So right click on the activity name, new, and then activity, empty activity, and the name of this activity will be login activity. Then click finish. Now come here to the register activity XML file, and just for the time saving, again, let's just copy this whole code. Okay, just select all this and then Control C, and then come to the activity login.xml file and change this constant layout first of all to the relative layout, and then inside this we can just paste that whole code. Okay, and one thing is, first of all, add a background here, and the background is inside the drawable folder by the name login. We have an image which you can see here, this one. Now here we need to do some changes, and first of all, that is the toolbar. Make sure to change the ID of the toolbar to toolbar underscore login in order to keep this unique, otherwise your app will crash. And the next thing is, inside here in our linear layout, we do not need this username here on our login page, and we need email. So change this email register to email login underscore login. Okay, make sure to change the ID for it, and then also change the ID for the password. We can say password underscore login, and the rest of the code will remain the same. And yeah, here we need to change this register button to login underscore button, and the name of this button is login. And also let's just give it some margin, that is 25 dp will be good. Okay, here you can see it, it looks more beautiful now. Also do it for the register. Let's scroll to the bottom and change this to 25 dp margin from the top, so it looks more beautiful and amazing. So now the next thing is, come here to the register activity, and here we have to access our this toolbar, and also to add a back button on which a user will click, so that we will send the user to the activity that we will basically create now, which will be our welcome activity. So let's just create that first. So right click on the package, new, and activity, an empty activity, and the name of this activity is basically welcome activity. Click finish. So this is our welcome activity, which is created now successfully. Now let's just go to the XML file for this welcome activity, okay, which is this one. And then here let's just quickly add a background here, and the background is basically inside the drawable folder we have an image by the name welcome. Here you can see it, this one. Now once you do this, the next thing is to change this constant layout to linear layout, and let's add a text view just to greet the user with welcome message. So let's give it with wrap content, hide wrap content, and then the text color will be Android white. Let's just change the text size. The text size will be 35 sp and the text style will be bold. And yeah, let's just add text, and the text will be welcome. Now make sure to give orientation for our this linear layout, and it will be vertical, and the gravity will be center. Here you can see this. And now we need to add a button. Now for that I'm going to the activity register.xml file, copy this button, come back to the activity welcome.xml file and just replace it with it. Okay, so we have a register button, but make sure to change this register underscore welcome underscore btn. Okay, keep the IDs unique. So anyways, there's our register, and for the login, go to the login.xml file and copy the login button from here and come back to the welcome and just paste that button here, and it will be login underscore welcome button. So now whenever the application is running on the user phone, then it will start from this page. Okay, when a user click on a register button, it will redirect the user to the register page, and the register activity. And if a user click on the login button, it will send the user to the login activity. Now the next thing that we need to do here is to make the design more beautiful, little bit, not little bit, more beautiful basically. So margin from the left will be 20 dp, and margin from the right will also be 20 dp, and margin from the top will be, sorry, margin top. Margin, okay, sorry, we have already give this, the margin from the top, that's why it is not appearing. So here you can see it, and we can give it margin 40 dp from the top. And then just first of all, let's just remove this margin top from the login button, and then copy this left, right and top margin from this button and paste it here just like this. And for this one, the margin from the top will be 10 dp, so the user interface now looks more beautiful and more incredible. So before we proceed, the next thing is come here to the manifest, and we have to make our this welcome activity as our starting page, or you can say starting activity. So come here to the android manifest.xml file, and here you can see this intent filter. You can just cut this code from here, control X, okay, and then search here for our welcome activity, where it is, this one. Here you can see it, welcome. If by default this activity is not written like this, okay, it will be, obviously in most cases it will be like this. So if it is written like this, then you can just remove this and just close this, like, okay, the closing tag, and then here inside this we have to paste the intent filter, so it will make our the starting activity. This will, now let's just close this. Let's close all the other activities and just leave the welcome activity here. On our welcome activity, what we're gonna do is go to the welcome activity.kotlin file, and let's initialize our Firebase user, and it will be of type Firebase user. We can initialize this with a null, And first of all, whenever the app starts on the welcome activity, basically it will check inside this onStart method, that is, if the Firebase user is null, which means that if the user is already logged in or not. So if the user is already logged in, then we will basically send the user to the main app. Otherwise, the user must log in. So we can say that if Firebase user is not equals to null, then it means that the user is already logged in, and we have to create an intent in order to send the user from the welcome activity to the main activity. So this @welcome activity, write your activity name, which is welcome activity, comma, we want to send the user to the main activity class.java, and start activity for the intent and finish the current activity. So this is just for the validation of a user. Now the next thing is that is whenever the user click on the register activity and the login activity, what we want to do. So if a user click here on the register welcome button, copy this ID and come here to the welcome activity, and inside this on create, what we are going to do is just paste that ID. Make sure to import this by pressing Alt Enter, or it will also display this. If I show you, it will also give you the suggestion that is press the Alt Shift Enter button, or you can directly press the Alt Enter button in order to import this, which will basically add this reference. That is, here you can see that is this register welcome btn belongs to our this activity welcome.xml file, and there it is a button, okay, by this name, by this ID basically. So hopefully you understand the basics. So we can set the click listener on it, set click list, and we are going to send the user to the register activity. So we can say register activity, and the next button is our login. So let's just copy paste this down below, remove this ID and come here to activity welcome.xml file, and for the login we have button ID login welcome btn. So copy it, paste that here, and if a user click on it, we are going to send the user to the login activity class.java, to our login activity basically. So it is done. Now the next thing is to display basically a back button here on this app bar. So for that, on our register activity, inside the on create, we can initialize access our this toolbar. So for that, come here to the main activity, and here just copy this toolbar code from this page. Instead of writing it twice, we will just change the access it by their ID. So copy the main activity, and here come back to the activity register, and for the toolbar here on our register activity, the ID is toolbar underscore register. Pass this ID here, and the title for this one will be register, or you can give registration, whatever title you like to give to it. And so for displaying the back button here, we have to set the display home as up enabled, which means that it will display a back button there. So for that, we can say set display home as up enabled, this one, to true. And if a user click on this toolbar, okay, which is basically this one, okay, so toolbar dot set navigation, if a user click on that back button, basically set navigation will set a click event on our that back button. When we run the application, you will see it. Click listener, and we have to finish the current activity. Now the same we will do for our login. So let's just go to the login and login XML file, and let's just copy it from the register. Close this, come back to the login activity, and here inside the onCreate we can just simply paste it and make sure to change the ID for this. So the toolbar, it is toolbar underscore login. So paste that here, change the title to login, and if a user click on this back button, which is basically a click event on our back button, so it will just finish the current activity. Which I want to mention here is that here we need to write proper intent code. Okay, so copy this intent code from here, and on the login, before finish we can just paste it, and we are on the login activity and we want to send the user to the welcome activity just like this. And the same is for the register activity.kotlin file. Paste that here, and we are on the register activity. We want to send the user to the welcome activity. Now let's just run the application. So the app is running now successfully. Now let's just go to the register page and then go back. Here you can see we are now on the welcome page, and in case of login, here is the login page. Here you can see it, and if we press on this back button, then it sends us to the welcome page. So yeah, that's it for this video. Now in the next video tutorial, what we'll be doing is that basically we will allow a user to register and log in using the Firebase authentication and Firebase real-time database. So yeah, that's it for this video, and see you guys in the next video. Bye for now.